Show him that we can win too. Play Jaden when he at full power. Hit him with the mass change. Yeah, I'm the lawyer. Greg is the devour. Heroes, now it's our turn to show you that.
Yugi peoples, welcome to the deck profile. Alright, this is my kind of like, well, I don't know, it feels like my final version of Omni Hero before I switched to something else. You know, I played it at the regional, I played it for a couple of weeks after the regional, played it for a week after the regional, you know, and it's kind of, you know, I felt like, you know, it's pretty solid, very good deck. In the end of my last locals with this deck, I finished third in Swiss, and then I lost in Top Cut because I didn't have my third Imperm in my deck, which, you know, we'll talk about that in a moment when we start talking about a couple of my deck choices. I did borrow like a little idea from Adonis in the OCG. He only likes playing with one Faris, it seems like, most of the time, so I decided to try it out, see how it went, and it seemed perfectly fine. I feel like my reasoning behind that was, you know, you either get out Stratos and you either start off with a Destiny Hero, or, you know, Shadow Mist in hand, or you go at it, or you go at the Faris. And with having crossout designator inside of the deck, you know, it keeps you from getting hit by the Imperm, the Ash, you know, if you go Fusion Destiny, you know, whatever your opponent, you know, tries to go ahead and just hit you with, you're able to go ahead and cross that out and continue on with your turn. So, you know, cut the Faris, cut a couple of other things in order to make, you know, room for crossout and to have more hand traps available inside of the deck. And, you know, it worked out perfectly fine. I lost in Swiss and in Top Cut to the same deck. Just happened in Top Cut, you know, it was game 3. He went first, set 2 pass, and, you know, I drew Vion. I had Vion in hand, and yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I'm just going to straight OTK him. And because I had crossout in hand too, and I was like, I should win this game easy. And yeah, I drew that second Imperm, and I didn't have my third one inside of the deck, so I ended up losing that game and fell into OTK him because of that. You know, it is what it is though. So let's go ahead and jump into the deck profile here. We start off with the E-Heroes, of course. In order to save deck space, you know, to get it down to 40 cards, I went to 2 Stratos, back up to 2 Shadow Mist, because like running the 1 Faris, I want to either draw Shadow Mist or draw one of Destiny Heroes in order to, you know, get my combo going really good. You know, you can always discard, you know, stuff like this, but you really don't want to have to discard those. So, you know, just small little E-Hero package, feel like it's efficient, it does enough. You know, I'm going to draw Stratos or a Hero Lives, and, you know, we're just going to kind of get there with that, or, you know, draw Vion and get there with that. So, small E-Hero package. I left the Honest Neos in. I feel like it's one of the better outs to when you have to go against, what's his name? Arise Heart Pass, because, like, especially if you draw a Hero Lives, you can Hero Lives, and I actually did this a couple times. You Hero Lives into Stratos, use Stratos Search Effect to go grab your other Stratos, normal summon that Stratos, go grab Honest Neos, enter the battle phase. You know, one of them is going to get through. He can banish one of them, and the other one's going to get through and attack over him, and then, you know, you can play your Fusion Destiny or whatever you're trying to do to continue your turn. So, you know, that's one of the main reasons to make sure you play 2 or 3 Stratos and keep the Honest Neos inside of the deck. And then, of course, you know, we got to have Graceful Charity. So, that's the small E-Hero package. This is my Destiny Hero package. Of course, 2 Mally Boy, 1 Plasma, 1 Denier. I really wanted to cut the Plasma out, you know, but I felt like it was kind of just really needs to stay off in there. It's like one of the better cards against when we're going second, and, you know, you kind of run out of you know, plays and things to do. You can always rely on that Plasma to get you the rest of the way there. You know, Denier, Mally, the combo with Fusion Destiny, just 2 really good, awesome cards. They get the work done, and yeah, gotta have those. Small Destiny Hero package. No Dark Angel. I felt like Dark Angel wasn't you know, as great in every single matchup, so I just felt like it was better to solid in against the decks you needed to. Then, you know, one of the things I did mention was, you know, just playing 1 Faris, and then, of course, just 1 increase, 2 Vions, of course. Like, I honestly wish I could play 3 Vions, but it seems kind of clumpy when you play 3 of them. It's just, yeah, so just small Vision Hero package. As you can see, like every package like that I played was just really small, 4 or 5 of each type of hero, and yeah, just like 5 E heroes. Now what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 E heroes. 1, 2, 3, 4 Destiny heroes and 4 Vision heroes, and the deck was just to provide as many like going second cards as possible, and you just use your stuff like Fusion Destiny and Hero Lives and everything to get to your hero packages and do what you need to do. So yeah, that's it for the monsters right there. We'll go ahead and go into, oh yeah, like the other thing about 1-in-1 Faris, like I just felt like, running the crossout, like my Hero Lives goes through more, my Stratos effect goes through more, so it's just like if I didn't draw the Faris, I can go search for it, because most likely I opened up with Mally or Denier or Shadow Mist inside a hand, and I'm able to just get there off of the Stratos something. So yeah, never was a time where I was just like, dang, I wish I had this extra Faris in order to do that. It was all good all the time. So then my hand traps, 3 Ash, really good this format. Since I was playing crossout, I did go ahead and decide to main 2 nibs for just in case you play against those players to get a little bit greedy. So yeah, just to make sure I don't just like auto lose to that sometimes. Then the 2 imperms, and since I'm also main decking main decking crossout, I decided to main 1 evenly matched. I was trying to fit 2 of them off in there, but I ended up with just 1. So that, because I really wanted to play the 3rd imperm, which should be off in there, but for deck profile purposes, I was not playing the 3rd imperm in the deck, even though it really should be off inside of there. So yeah, keep that in mind when we get to Book and Moon. That should have been imperm. The nibs were off in there in case I have to cross it out. There were like quite a few times where I was going for OTK, and like our going first turn, getting nibbed when you end with DPE, wake up your elemental hero, then you get nibbed, you have the option to go into plasma, and if they don't nib you, you have the option to go into like a hero's version of a Rise Heart, or a Rise Heart is like a combination of DPE and Dark Law, so even if they don't nib you during the end phase, you're able to special summon out that Shadow Mist and get that Dark Law out there on the board. And mostly the nibs were in there because there were quite a few times where I was going for OTK and my opponent would realize they were about to die, and this is like me going second because heroes always have that OTK potential, and it's just like I was going for OTK and I get nibbed, and I'm like, no, because like when you're thinking about OTK and your opponent, you're not trying to end on wake up your elemental hero and DPE, you're trying to end with like Sunrise and Dread Decimator, and something like that, just to finish your opponent off. So yeah, so this was having these off in there to be able to cross them out, was pretty good sometimes as well. So that's the hand traps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then like I think for as far as like going second cards total, what is this? This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 3 Book of Eclipse is what, 11, and then the Moon makes 12. So I want to say there was about 12 going second cards off in there. So like I said, like the deck worked out fine. It was just in the end I failed to be able to finish my opponent off because of unfortunate draws there, and unfortunate not having my 3rd imperm off in there. But continue on, we got 3 Hero Lives, of course. Gotta have the speed dual secret rares because it makes it easy to draw them. 3 Fusion Destiny, of course. I feel like it's the best card inside an entire hero deck. Gotta play it. 3 Book of Eclipse. This card is good going first, going second, and it really counters Kashtira and quite a few other decks. Even like the branded decks. I played against one. He didn't have Gimmick Puppet. He was playing Rise Disciple, and Book of Eclipse fisted face down so that I could go ahead and do whatever I needed to do. 2 Polymerization. Kashtira likes to banish random things, so a lot of us have, probably even like before that, a lot of people were going up to playing with 2 polys. So 2 polys off of there for that reason. Also, and then we got that. We got 2 Mass Change. I feel like Mass Change is a whole lot good, in a hand trap format, but I feel like a lot of times they were more I was getting hit with Ash more than I was getting hit with, you know, like Imperm or Veiler. So, you know, I felt like then in the end, you know, with Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, when you special summon out the Shadow Mist, you're able to search out the mass change anyway. So I didn't really feel like I needed to run 3 of them. I felt like 2 was, you know, just perfect enough. Then of course, 2 crossout designator card is really good. I like it because, like I said, you can use it on like a bunch of other going second cards, so I didn't have to always worry about, you know, evenly matched or about Book of Eclipse and stuff, because I was able to cross them out when the time came. I just like crossout. It's a really good card. Alright, then going over here, of course, the one called by the grave to complement those, and then some one-of spells, reinforcement of the army, miracle fusion, and Book of Moon, which is supposed to be book of, not supposed to be book, it's supposed to be Infinite Impermanence, but I could not find my Impermanence before the tournament started, so I thought Book of Moon would be just as good, and, you know, that little slip up there ended up costing me a game 3 match and, you know, my entrance into top 4, but, you know, it's all good. Like I said, we finished 3rd in Swiss, so that wasn't too bad. Then we can look at my extra deck. Extra deck, pretty simple. 2 DPEs, of course, because of Rise, Heart, stuff. 1 Dystopia. I've been using this card a whole lot more lately because there were a lot of, you know, we go into our Palmerization plays and to Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, and a lot of times off of Graceful Charity, or, yeah, a lot of times like off of our little Graceful Charity effect, you'll draw like the Fusion Destiny, and it's like, man, I already started going into the, you know, searching for the Destiny Heroes. I don't want to like switch up everything and stuff. So it's just like on top of DPE, I also have Dystopia. So he's come in handy quite a few times, but he does pretty much require you to run Dread Decimator in your extra deck if you are going to, you know, be bringing him out outside of winning in time sometimes. Double Sunrise, because a lot of people in my area will hit him when I'm going second, and, you know, this card is pretty crucial going second, so I had to put a second one off in there because they kept banishing him, and, you know, we need this guy. 1 Escurito for when I get locked into darks with Fusion Destiny, to make sure that I can still continue to OTK my opponent, because we're locked into dark heroes, so you need him sometimes, you know, to get that extra boost. There was like another game where I had to dump my Liquid Soldier into the graveyard after I'd already used Fusion Destiny, and, you know, this is something you can Miracle Fusion out with Liquid Soldier and a dark, and, you know, still be able to get that draw. Of course, Ab-Zero, you know, second only to Sunrise. Then our new boss monster, Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. Card is amazing, whether you're going first or second. You know, it really helps win a lot of games. So yeah, amazing card. You know, I had one game where I banished 4 fusion monsters so that I could get 4 attacks. Crazy good card. Then the Mass Heroes, of course, Dark Law, just 1 Dark Law, 1 Blast, and then 1 Acid. You know, I feel like this is, you know, pretty standard. You know, you got to have the Acid down because of all the trap tricks and labyrinth decks. Same thing with Blast. You know, he helps against those decks. You know, it's just, you know, Dark Law is not all that great against, you know, what's probably considered the greatest deck. But I feel like once you have that 1 Dark Law out there, like, they're like, if they stop it somehow, you know, there are some cases where you might have the second mass change, and it would be better to have a second Dark Law off in there. It's just like, with all the Castillo stuff, I wanted to have doubles of some of those inside of my extra deck, just to make sure that, you know, I don't lose because I don't have them there. So, Mass Hero package right there. And then you got our Link monsters, of course, 2 Cross Crusaders, still waiting for him to come out in Hollow. We need that soon, Konami, hook us up. And then Wonder Driver, 1 of those. I really wanted to play 2, but, you know, 1 is kind of pretty fine. And then Dread Decimator, of course, like I said, like, he's there for a lot of times when we get hit with the D barrier, and you don't be able to go into your fusion monsters. He's still really good for helping clear boards and, you know, push over things. That Fair Meteor Crush damage comes in handy sometimes when you're trying to push for lethal. And also he helps Dystopia get out of his original set so that he can have his pop effect. So that is my extra deck right there. Then going into my side deck, 3 Ghost Bells. This is mostly for Branded and Labyrinth. It stops those. It can even stop Eldritch if somebody's still playing Eldritch off in there. But mostly it was to stop the Gimmick Puppet lock, and to stop any Math Mech for activating that trap card on me. It just completely like ruins my day. So 3 Ghost Bells up in there, 3 Lancias. This card was like really effective. It actually helped me like a lot win my game 2 matchup against Sword Soul, because they can't do all their Tenyi plays and Taya and stuff like that, and also against Castira. It keeps them from bringing out a couple of their monsters, and to be able to lock out all your zones, and it even protects you against evenly matched when you need it to. And yeah, it was just like pretty good. There was never a time where I just had it and I was like, oh, I'm mad that I drew Artifact Lancia. It's even good against heroes itself, so yeah, pretty good card. Really solid. 1 Dark Angel for Branded and Castira decks. Yep, side that will end. 2 Triple Talents Thrust. I really wanted to keep 3 of them inside of my extra deck. Inside of my side deck, but I ended up running out of room in order to fit in like the Ghost Bells and stuff. But I still wanted to have 2 of them off in there. It's really good for searching out the 1-of spell cards as well as Fusion Destiny. I think one of my opponents got really mad that I searched out Dark Hole on him, but hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. If you already got the Fusion Destiny, Dark Hole. Matter of fact, here go the 1-of spells that you can search out with Triple Thrust. So playing the Triple Thrust almost makes it feel like I'm playing like 3 copies of each of these, because it makes it to where you can search them, add them to your hand if they got monsters on the board, and just go from there. So of course the Feather Duster, the Dark Ruler, which I haven't searched before, but I have searched the Dark Hole and the Harpy's Feather Duster. So yeah, very good cards. And then my other 2 evenly matches, plus 3 evenly matches, really good. And then my 1 D barrier, it's good going first. I do side in going first. I wish I had room for a second one, and I actually think like this is what I put in there instead of the second Triple Challenge Thrust, because I wanted to be able to cross this out if I did have the opportunity to cross it out. So yep, that is the deck profile. Like I said, I finished 3rd in Swiss. I lost in Top Cut because I didn't have my 3rd Imperm off in there. Just thinking inside my mind, oh, this Book of Moon off in there will be fine, and it turned out not to be fine. So that's the deck profile. A lot of people were asking for it, so I just wanted to go ahead and get that out to y'all, because I didn't realize I hadn't really done an Omni Hero deck profile throughout the weeks that I've been playing it. So yep, that is the final version of what I ended up playing. As far as the 1 Faris thing, 1, 2, 3 Faris, it's all a matter of preference, and I felt the same playing with 1 as I did with 3. So I just feel like it didn't really help me at all. It didn't hurt me at all. I was still able to do my full combos, and I felt like crossout was a better option over the Farises. It was kind of like my thing. It's just like I thought to myself that if I have crossout and I have like a hero lives and stuff like that, then I probably don't need the second or third Faris, because I can just search it out with Stratos when I normal summon him, or when I bring him out with a hero lives, and it just helps me get through things. Most of the time, like if I ended my board and I was doing a DPE Wake Up Elemental combo and my opponent did nib me there, I wouldn't cross out the nib. I would just let the nib pass through and save the cross out for something like Book of Eclipse, or for evenly matched or something like that, because our inboard, you can still end plasma with that. So it's just like, hey, just let it go. Don't worry about the nib. Save the crossout designator for something else, And one of the things I would have liked to have done is probably main deck Triple Thrust and main deck 1 Triple Tactics Talents. That way I also had the option to cross those out, because there are, I think, like 14 going second cards off in there. So maybe like 2 of them could be swapped out. Maybe like 1 nib, or actually maybe even cut the nibs completely. Nah, I'll probably just play 1 just for a cross out target. But maybe one of the not one of the ashes. Probably like 1. Maybe, I don't know, maybe even the evenly matched, but even though people are main decking evenly matched, so just go up to 41 cards and, just add in, triple thrust, triple tactics talents, you know, to be able to cross those cards out as well. Because I feel like once you reach the end of the turn, like, and you are able to do DPE wake up your elemental hero, then you don't really need to cross out the nib. You can always have the cross out for, you know, one of those other going second cards that they might try to use to break your board. So yeah, very, very good card. I liked it. There was never a time that I had it that I regretted it. And yeah, that's just what it is. I like cross out inside of the heroes with one Faris. Appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen, and check out META TCG. If you look down in my video description, you will find my code and a link to the website where you can buy Yu-Gi-Oh products, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, all that stuff. And if you use my code, you get a 5% discount, so you get to save some money on it. You know, appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen, and I will catch y'all on the next video.
Messing with the masked hero, king of games. Mask off, now you see that a hero lives. I pay half and you ask, but I'm winning games. There ain't another hero that surpasses me.